All right, so in a video I did earlier today, I was sort of I was talking about the people that potentially would be calling regime change. I was actually just referring to a couple, maybe one person that I saw on a live chat, on a live video, and it turns out Trump alluded to a regime change. MIGA, make Iran great again. He can't even make this country great again. Does anyone agree that he made in one election cycle he was able to make this country great again? It would take that's at least a 10-year process if we do everything that we need to do in an election cycle. Now, let's say you agree with him. Let's say you agreed with him on the wall or his immigration stance or whatever. Do you actually think that he solved that in 4 years? He did not. I always thought the guy, because I liked him going again, when he would attack Ted Cruz in the primary and Lindsey Graham. These are his friends now. These are his friends. These are his chums, Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz. So, yeah, Trump he's an absolute nutcase. And for him to have the audacity to call for regime change and to make Iran great again, which he most certainly would not with military force, nutcase. He most certainly would not with military force make it great again, like they did in Iraq. As he was insulting Jeb Bush for George W. Bush's occupation of Iraq. Remember during the primary during those debates. Now he's going to try to do the same thing with Iran. I mean, that is what a nutcase. And it's a very quick collapse. Things would not have gotten better under Kamala Harris. But it just would have been a slower collapse, because none of these people are doing what needs to be done. But but Trump, obviously, the Republicans are worse. But they're all just terrible. They're a little Crips and Bloods game. And Jimmy Dore, Chris Hedges always says Trump is what you get when you have a failed state. He's a symptom. He's what you vomit up when you have a failed state. And Jimmy Dore would often quote him and paraphrase him. And then Jimmy Dore went ahead and voted for Trump. He voted for Trump because an idiot like that he's just searching for an audience because it's greed. How do I expand my audience? As opposed to me that's just going to come here and tell you the truth.